Hi, I'm Lim Bao Ren. Now I want to present my FYP presentations, Jiranku, an online neighborhood platform. So I am Lim Bao Ren. This is my photo. Next, we want to talk about the problem backgrounds, why we do the Jiranku, an online neighborhood platform. Because the COVID-19 virus outbreak, it caused movement control orders in our Malaysia, a lockdown, and then this lockdown caused rise in anxiety and depression. In other words, it also caused the spreading of the fake news in Malaysia. The project aim actually he want to share the neighborhood related posts to reduce the false information and then provide give and take actions within the neighborhood and checks the news with reliable source. So for our objective, actually we have done the gather the requirements for the Jiranku application, design and develop mobile applications, and then test a Jiranku applications which whether the application is suitable for SP residents. And then for the project scope, actually we picked Sungai Petani as our case study for our neighborhood. However, it does not include payment gateway, marketing services, customized landing page, and messaging applications for the local business. And then we just touched the SDG 8, the decent work and economic growth. We want to help the economic growth. And then we also touched about the SDG 16, where the fake news is very big concern about this SDG goal. So we want to create a fake news free platform. So for the literature review, actually we want to focus on is the persistent pervasive community. So the persistent pervasive community actually is the community where you no need to meet people face by face, but you can recognize it. So with this in this era, actually we can know each others without face by face meeting. So actually we have three difficulties has been shut out by my stakeholders. Actually is the management for FP group, and then we also have fake news and the get authorities number. So this analysis on current system, we have four current system here. We have free cycle, patch, and then Nextdoor and Olio. Now we just focus on Nextdoor because Nextdoor is the most similar apps, the most suitable apps for us. And then Nextdoor actually is suitable because you have a user verification process for registration, and then the content are more focusing on the neighborhood. Same goes to the Facebook. Actually, Facebook has a very good Facebook actually he also launched a things called Facebook Neighborhood, and then this makes the users can create a new neighborhood profile, and then he can incorporate with uh, incorporate with the neighborhood neighbor local, and then he also can connect the friends with the OID. So there are three features that are very important in the neighborhood app. I focus on the user and address of interaction with the users and help map of the users. So Nextdoor have all of it. However, Facebook only have one is the interaction with the user. So just now I have mentioned the Nextdoor have a very good user and address of. So like Nextdoor actually he just plan to give two users invited by the existing user or invited by the postcard to become the Nextdoor user. Next is the reactions to with the user. Actually, you can see both also have a lot of reactions. However, the difference is tank and carrying. So for me, actually tank is more suitable for carrying in the neighborhood platform because neighborhood platform actually we request for people for help instead of one people to carry you. So I think the next door reaction is better. Last but not least, for the comparisons is the help map for the user. The Nextdoor done a great job at the help map features where you can help someone that nearby, and then you can create a request to buy a grocery near your house. So for the review of technology used, I use Visual Studio, Flutter Framework, Firebase Backend, Enterprise Architect, and Marvel App. So for system development methodology, I use agile method. So it's very simple because agile method it focus on interaction between the user and then emphasize on the working prototype instead of document. So I also use agile method with UX because UX expert with the participant of UX expert, I have a very easy job. It can go through the user-centered design and test the ideas before starting anything. So it can prevent the changing mind of the stakeholder. So for the fourth phase, actually I first phase is the gather the requirement. Second phase is the one phase where we have done FYP one is the low fidelity prototype. And then the third one is the testing. We will test everything at PSM2, and then we just focus on the functional testing, system testing, and usability study. And then for the last phase is the adjustment. We just modify our prototype. So for technology use, as have been mentioned just now, I use Flutter and Firebase. Flutter is because it's very easy to use, and then backend Firebase backend is have basic authentication function and the Firestore backend. So for the hardware requirements, I use laptop Aspire 7, and then smartphone is Redmi Note 6 Pro. And then for backend service, I use Firebase, and then for the Android operating system, we use Android version 7.0 up. So for requirement analysis and design, functional requirements, we just focus on this, where you can see I label every functional requirements based on the use case, and then we have the ID, and we just have a function like shall be able to read the email address and password from the user. That means this is the functions for the login. And then we also have a use case diagram. We have 10 use case here: login, register, edit profile, invite user, upload news, authenticate news, advertise local product, buy product, view neighborhood wall, and yellow page. And then next we want to talk about is the actor description. So we have two actors here. We have SP residents, application admins. SP residents is focused on the residents who live in Sungai Petani, and then application admins is a Facebook group admins who experience in managing our Facebook group, can help us to manage the apps better. So now we talk about a use case description. So you can see here we have a view neighborhood wall UC009, where there is the flow where the user can tap on the home, and then it will generate the home page, the neighborhood wall page out. And then this is the sequence diagrams. The sequence diagram actually is more detailed, and then it will talk about the controller and the database. And the activity diagram is a simple form for the sequence diagram. Sequence diagrams, they talk about controller, they talk about the interface, talk about the backend. However, the activity diagram just straightforward how the flow works, and then so it's widely used in the business and process modeling. So non-functional requirement, actually we focus on the quality. So at here you can see, for example, the first one, OR, other requirement. OR stand for other requirements 001. The Jiranku system shall be available to the stakeholder all the time. So it means that it's maintain the quality of the app. So this one is the system architecture that design. I use MVC because MVC is quite simple. You have model, view, and controller. It's very simple to implement in the most of the app. And then database design, actually I focus on the user, product, news, application admin, SP residents. This is each of the class, and then they have like for example user, SP resident, and application admin, they have user ID to connect each other. So I also do information architecture. So the information architecture is actually the flow, how the programs flow, and then it's very easy to track back where I don't where any interface I have been missed. So the interface, this is a low fidelity prototype, so I have done by using Marvel app. This is a test case design where how I conduct a test case. So last but not least, I want to talk about is the conclusion. Is the achievement I had done here is I gather the requirements. I also plan and develop a mobile application. However, I haven't done the whole program, a whole system yet, but I created a low fidelity prototype. And then the plan for FYP2, just two things. First is develop the whole system in a right way, and then implement the black box testing for the Jiranku mobile application after done everything. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much.